Good morning. Welcome to the E3 Live Market Report. I'm Pat McClatchy. Thanks for joining us today for our Thursday broadcast. We'll be getting our exports out in just a few minutes. Before we get started, let's look overnight at what's happened in the markets. At the moment, the cotton market is down 34, soybeans down 3.5, corn unchanged, wheat's down 4.25. Not a lot of movement really in the outside markets. You have the dollar slightly higher, crude oil up some, gold slightly lower. So not a lot of reaction in those markets. Expecting about the same export numbers as we saw last week. Not a lot of, as we look at the range of guesses, not a lot of variance on that. Today, in addition to talking about these exports and breaking them down, looking out over the last week at what's happened in the market, we're also going to have a little special comment here about what I call the most important 60 minutes of the day in cotton, and we'll go over that in our conclusion today as we wrap up our meeting. Also, we want to remind you, and we'll remind you later, at 11 o'clock when our crop report comes out. About 30 minutes later, we'll be up talking about the report, going over expectations, and going over the breaking down the numbers and the reaction of the market. That's something new. We've never done that before, so I hope that goes well today. And then also tomorrow, we'll have our usual monthly teleconference. We'll be joined by John Robinson, Dr. John Robinson, giving us his breakdown of the crop report for cotton. Also, Bob Andishak will talk to us about the future of cotton. We hope you'll join us for that. So we're about to come out with the report. Let's see what we've got here. The cotton number right now, some other economic releases are coming out. As soon as these get past us here we go. Cotton, 45,700 bales. That's a respectable number, a little less than last week. Let's bear with me here. We're trying to pull up the newest numbers. Here we go. We've also got our wheat number at 319,900. The reaction, the wheat's unchanged at the moment. We've got corn, 639,600. That's a little higher than I think the market expected. The corn market hasn't really moved yet. We've got soybeans, not a good number, a negative 176,700. And as you would expect, the bean market's starting to sell off. We're down about 5.5 at the moment. The cotton market really hasn't moved from where it was when we started our broadcast with this number. Let's look at the breakdown here. We'll go first to cotton. Sales of 45,700. That's down 25% from the previous week and down 64% from the prior 4-week average. Turkey took 9,000 bales. China took 7,500 bales. Pakistan took 6,500 bales. As we look, a number of countries took cotton. It's a very broad-based look here for the market. There were slight cancellations and new crop sales of 16,500. Again, the cotton market started off down about 35 to 40, and it's still there. Let me also mention July cotton's down 63, December cotton's down 70. Looking next at the wheat, a wheat number of 319,900. That's up 97% from the previous week and 16% over the 4-week average. Increases were reported for China at 57,500, Nigeria 46,600, Malaysia 38,500, and reaction in the wheat still about the same. Looking at corn, 639,600. That's up 57% from the previous week and up 45% from the previous 4-week average. Taiwan took 209,000 metric tons. We've got Mexico taking 200,300 metric tons and Japan taking 197,100 metric tons. Looking cancellations of 184,500, but that still was a good number. Corn market still about unchanged, down a half on the day. The soybean number, a disappointing number at a negative 176,700. The Netherlands took 96,000. Mexico took 59,000. Indonesia took 33,700. And the cancellations, we've got 242,300 cancellations, metric tons cancellations from unknown destinations. And then it looks like China canceled about 229,400, if this is coming across the screen correctly. So that's really the breakdown on the numbers, some of the reaction, not a lot of reaction so far. Let's go ahead and talk about what's happened over the last week. Starting first in the wheat market, the news in the wheat market has been, wheat's pretty much this time of the year been watching weather. Also, we've seen the wheat market following beans and corn, and also the strengthening dollar has caused a negative trend over the last week. Over the last week, we've seen the market down about 26 cents. The seasonals, and we always like to talk about seasonals, are pointing up until the first part of May. That's the normal seasonal pattern. The targets for wheat is what we've been presenting for the last few weeks. Old crop and new crop both possibly moving up to 540 from here at 521 for the May, and July 518.5. Crop report expectations, it could raise the forecast for ending stocks by a small amount. That's really all we're looking for there. Let's next go to corn. Corn market news for the last week. Good moisture in the Midwest. The technicals have been negative for the corn market, and the higher dollar also has been a negative. Looking at the seasonals there, usually seasonals for corn at this time of the year start turning back down. And looking at expectations for the corn, looking for the ending stocks to come in somewhere in the area, the average guess anywhere, somewhere around 1.857. That's this afternoon, that's this morning at 11 o'clock for the release of the crop report. So looking for the ending stocks to grow from the previous number that came out. Now talking about the soybean market over the last week, some of the same things affecting corn and the wheat market. Higher dollar has been negative. We've seen slow demand. This number today shows that. The net cancellation has shown that things have been very slow for the bean market. Good progress in the harvest in South America. And beneficial rains in the Midwest. So all these things are not good for beans. The seasonals are still pointing up, but not for a lot longer. Targets for cotton, targets for old crop soybeans, possibly getting up to $9.90 to $10. Right now, May beans are at $9.66. That seems to be getting harder every day. New crop expectations for $9.80 to $9.90. For new crop beans, right now they're at $9.56, down 4. And we will now talk about the cotton market. All the news so far, or the interpretation of the news over the past week, have actually been positive. The technicals have been very positive in the cotton market due to first fund covering shorts, and now funds getting long the market. We're seeing short covering, very tight. We've talked about this for weeks. Very tight, high quality supplies, and the talk of a possible squeeze in the May contract. Also, we've had very impressive performance over the last week in cotton. We've actually rallied until this morning about 500 points. But what's been so impressive about the cotton is the dollar's been up and it's been trending up over the last week, cotton still was able to rally. And in addition to that, as the cotton has moved up through technical chart points that typically would provide some resistance for the cotton market, it's moved through those levels with ease. So we've seen a very much a counter trend to other agricultural markets for cotton. It's been a very firm feeling market. We have seen the market move up into the target that we've been talking about for some weeks, and that is old crop, or let's look at May cotton, getting up into the area of 67 to 68. Yesterday, May cotton got to 67.19. And then closed back below that and closed at 66.86. And right now, we firmed up some from where we were. We're at 66.62. So it certainly wouldn't be unusual to see the cotton market correct or consolidate or back off maybe towards 65. But so far, the market has shown a lot of resilience. Been a very impressive performance for cotton. The targets, as we've talked before, we've hit them at 67 to 68. In the old crop, new crop, we're still looking at a target of 70-72 in the 70 to 72 level, but that could possibly come later. And as we get into the growing season, right now the new crop is trading at 65.43. That's down to about 54 on the day. Crop report expectations. Well, looking for a production number, the range of guesses are 16.08 to 16.35. Average guess of 16.17. Member of our panel, Kip Butts with Informa, informed me that their number was 16.35 for a guess for production. Looking for the number this afternoon to show an export number, an increase in the export number. Also expecting ending stocks to ease possibly from 4.2 to 4.14 on a million bales on the ending stocks. So not a lot of surprises really expected there. Let's now go to what I call the most important 60 minutes of the day in cotton. This really is the time of the day when the volume normally is greatest for cotton. And the reason we look at this as an important period of time is when the volume increases, typically commercials, the larger participants in the market are in the market, and what happens during this time period is probably more important than other times for the market. Because the volume increases, it tends to be a truer market. Cotton is one of the few markets that's pretty consistent about an increase in volume at a certain time of the day. Actually, it's two times that make up a total of 60 minutes. The first time is from 9:15 in the morning to 10 o'clock. The other time is from 1 o'clock in the afternoon to the close at 1:15. And what we look at is where's the market trading in the beginning of the first period at 9:15, and then where is it trading at 10 o'clock? Is there a clear trend during this period when the volume increases? If the first trade at 9:15 versus the last trade as you move toward 10 o'clock is trending up, as the volume increases, it seems to have more meaning for the market. It gives you a different feel for the trend of the market. If for a week or two we've seen the market trending up, we get into the 9:15 to 10 o'clock period, and during that period we're trending up. It's sort of a confirmation of that trend. Same thing, 1 o'clock, you look at where the market's trading, and then you look at the close at 1:15 where it's trading. If we see a clear trend there, then it has meaning to the market. Remember, there's more volume, so it has you've got bigger people typically in the market, and you really want to know what they're doing. So that's one way to look at this. Another thing is I've seen in the past that you'll see a market, you'll see a trending market, as I said, for some time moving in one direction. One of the first signs that you'll see of a market starting to top or bottom is you'll see these trends within these key periods start moving the other direction. You could be moving up for a week in cotton and trade up like we've done for the last week, be up 500 points. And as you get into the 9:15 to 10 o'clock period today, you see that momentum changing and moving down. It sometimes is a first sign that something's happening and something's changing, sort of an early warning for the system for everyone to look at. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell the market based on this information. It's just a way to keep up with the trend of the market and to get a feel for the momentum of the market on any given day. I found that to be true. It's one of the few markets that has that tendency. Soybeans have a period from 8:30 to 9 o'clock when the volume typically increases, but cotton pretty consistently has its periods every day when this volume is moving up. So that's really it. Just wanted to touch on that today. We hope you'll join us at about 11:30 for our review of the crop report, and then we'll hope you will join us tomorrow morning at 7:30 for our monthly teleconference. We're looking forward to having you there. Thanks for joining us today at the E3 Live Market Report. We'll see you later.